Hello, welcome back to the channel. This video is somewhat different to my usual fare, but it was inspired by the Hobby magazine's inability to compete with the social media announcements of new tool models. I hope you enjoy. Firstly, I would like to state that this is a conversation piece and that I have no axe to grind with the modelling press. In fact, I have been a subscriber to railway modelling publications in the past and still occasionally buy a magazine if there is an article that takes my interest. With that said, in an age when information can be readily accessed online, do printed magazines still maintain their significance in the hobby? Each magazine will often review the same model within the same issue timescale as the other publications, leading to duplication. In fact, I would go as far to suggest that this duplication is unhelpful, as each magazine generally rehashes what the others say. However, they seldom provide unbiased or genuine critiques, as their financial health is greatly impacted by advertising revenue and prospective content which relies on favourable connections with manufacturers. You don't bite the hand that feeds you. For unbiased reviews of models, YouTube serves as a suitable unbiased alternative, with channels like Sam's Trains and UV Rail dedicated specifically to this purpose and are growing ever more popular, however you may feel about the presenter. Magazines are overflowing with advertisements. British Railway Modelling positions them both at the beginning and the end of the magazine, while Hornby magazine integrates numerous ads throughout its editorial sections, concluding with a dedicated advertisement section. In general, advertisements can take up roughly half of a magazine's content. If you're looking for something particular, a quick Google search will show what's available, often with direct links to where the products are on sale and at what price. It is rare that even the older generation do not have internet access and are savvy enough to use it. The argument is that without advertising, the modelling magazines would either be horrendously expensive or not be viable. I cannot comment on this as I do not have the necessary information to hand, but personally I'd like to see less advertising and more editorial content, with deeper dives into the featured model railways and more in-depth, honest reviews, and I would be willing to pay for it. All the major manufacturers now have dedicated social media teams, and announcements for new models are often made on social media a few weeks before they appear in print magazines. Take the Accurascale Class 60 for example. They announced the new model on social media and it was then big news in the modelling press. Unless you had been living under a rock, you would have already known about this and had probably already pre-ordered it before the magazine went to press. Following these announcements, the media tends to claim it provides exclusive previews, which are typically a marketing tactic. In this hobby, exclusives are generally not critical, as various outlets usually feature the same models in forthcoming issues. Being the first to disclose does not guarantee an unbiased perspective. Moreover, since it may take several years for models to move from announcement to market, the introduction of a new model in a magazine could be of limited significance. However, it is worth mentioning that viewing the engineering prototype images followed by initial decorated samples can generate significant enthusiasm amongst hobbyists. The layouts showcased in the magazines usually reflect current trends. For example, an increase in 009 narrow gauge layouts was observed during the announcements of new 009 rolling stock by the manufacturers. And while there seems to be a lingering preference for steam-themed layouts, this is gradually changing, potentially to appeal to the interests of the recently retired individuals. Nonetheless, there remains a notable deficiency of modern image contemporary scene layouts compared to steam-themed ones. As there are countless YouTube channels committed to railway modelling, displaying the evolving development and functioning of layouts over time, does printed media offer anything different? Editorial content may contain prototype information, similar to Hornby magazine's Reality Check, but such details are often available for free online or through a local library, often in a much more thorough manner than magazines can offer. I will often start a research project through Wikipedia, and then move on to more esoteric websites and specialist publications. Investigating a topic can enrich the hobby for the modeler, leading to deeper insights that the limited and curated magazine content may not provide. While magazines offer modelling advice and techniques, they often recycle material year after year, showing minimal variation across different issues. For instance, Hornby magazine frequently features guides on DCC installation, but how many times must modellers encounter the same process? Although this redundancy can be useful for newcomers, YouTube has countless videos that explore these and other modelling topics in greater detail and at no cost to the modeller. Model magazines come with a hefty price tag, especially considering that about 50% of the hobby magazine's content is devoted to advertisements. The Hornby magazine is priced at £5.99, whereas the Railway Modeller is available for £5.75. If one were to purchase every Hornby magazine issue over a year, the total would amount to £71.88, a considerable sum that could be put towards new locomotives, particularly if one buys 2 or 3 different modelling magazine issues each month. Subscribing typically offers around a 20% saving for regular readers, and the majority of magazines now present an option for online subscriptions. A print subscription for Hornby magazine costs £56, while the digital version is £35. As desktop publishing is the norm these days, articles and images already exist in digital formats, and there is additional revenue from online ads. It seems likely that the artificially high digital price aids in the profitability of printed issues. What does the print version offer that the cheaper online magazine does not? Well, occasionally there are perks, like Hornby magazine including a 00 scale wash plant kit in the November 2024 issue. Sometimes printed magazines will also include an extra separately bound content on more specialist modelling subjects such as garden railways. But note, these giveaways often remain exclusive to the print editions. Since magazines are created with desktop publishing, the principal costs for print editions relate to printing and distribution, which leads one to expect that downloadable digital versions should be considerably less expensive. In light of this, I conducted some analysis. Hornby magazine's print version is £56 annually, whereas their digital version is £35. British Railway Modelling, the print and the digital price is £50, but in the case of British Railway Modelling, the digital version is available via a third party. Model Rail magazine's print version is £60 per year when subscribing, and the digital version is £50. The Railway Modeller magazine print version is £50, but no digital version is available, although past issues can be accessed for free going back to 1948 in the magazine's archives. It appears that cost saving of the digital version is not being passed on to the consumer, which is broadly similar to manufacturers selling models from Age Tooling but charging top dollar. As observed, the digital editions are not significantly cheaper than the printed versions when factoring in subscription costs for both. Nevertheless, if you consider the retail cover price, subscriptions become an appealing choice for those who wish to receive a copy each month. Do you prefer the tactile experience of holding a physical magazine over reading on a screen? While the costs associated with printed materials keep rising, I believe magazines still have a role in our hobby, although as time goes on and younger generations accustomed to screens take command, printed media is likely to encounter decline and reduced popularity. Well, thank you for sticking with me so far. If I could take this opportunity to ask you to subscribe or give a like or a share or make a comment, would you please do so, as it really does help the channel grow. Another thing I would like to ask, if you are already subscribing, could you please just check that you are still subscribed, as for some reason YouTube is unsubscribing people for no reason. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.